Hi folks, and thanks for joining me. I've been away from YouTube for about 2 months or more now. Just some other things have popped up that took priority. Anyway, you can see the Stewart-Warner chassis back on the bench. Doing some derusting, just using some navel jelly. Just part of the chassis is derusted at this point. Using again the navel jelly and the Scotch-Brite 7448 pads. Took time to get the volume control on-off switch out. Soaked the old outer housing in Evaporust for 48 hours and then cleaned the inside contacts of the switch itself. In addition to the carbon track, and everything seems to be tracking well, about 1.5 meg. So I think that will work. We'll find out once we get power applied to the receiver. As you can see, the condition of the power transformer is a different story. A lot of frayed wires. They've basically just degraded over time. Removing this thing from the chassis, you can see any protection we had over the conductors themselves is just falling apart. So it kind of leads me to put some new lead dressing on and or just wind a new transformer possibly. These things are well underrated, but let's do some investigation real quick on this transformer and see if we can understand what the turns per volt is for this transformer. And that's just a simple procedure you can follow. It takes just a couple minutes to do, and then we can kind of reverse engineer the transformer windings at that point. As you can see, with the housing removed, I took 10 turns of 25 AWG wire around the transformer itself. And you can see the lead outs at that common location just to ensure the accuracy of my measurements. I'll apply an AC signal there from the transformer back over to the primary side. And then I'll measure the voltage on the primary side. In addition to the 10 turns, we can do some simple math, as you're seeing here in the calculation, and use this data to determine the number of turns for the primary. And then we can find out the turns per volt and use that information to determine the number of turns for each individual winding. As you can see, I can take my 707 primary turns of wire for the primary. I can divide that by my expected primary input voltage of 120 volts, and you can see that roughly comes back to 5.9 turns per volt. Again, I could use the turns per volt and calculate my desired output voltage for each winding. Or in this case, you can see I'm reading across the entire high voltage winding compared to the 10-turn winding. You can see again the calculator and the simple math, and we can calculate the number of turns. And here, if I split the high voltage secondary in half and do the math for the 31 volts, you can see the number of turns for 1/2 of the secondary high voltage winding, as I mentioned earlier, within a percent or two. Anyway, here's another measurement using the 5-volt winding. You can see the 0.585 volts as measured across that winding. And you can see the calculations for this particular winding and the number of turns. And then I'll move over lastly to the 6.3 volt winding and do the same. And you can see the calculated number of turns as well within this particular transformer for that particular winding. So to recap, you can see we determined what the number of turns per volt is for this particular transformer based on the laminations and the flux that's available, somewhere around 5.9 turns per volt. So we can use that to estimate or build a new transformer using these laminations. And of course we measured each winding to understand or estimate the number of turns for each winding as well. So I hope you found this helpful. I appreciate you guys watching. I've got many unanswered comments that go way back. Again, I've just been tied up on other things and have spent very little time in the shop and or on any type of social media. So I appreciate everyone watching. More to come soon, I hope. Until then, take care.